Hello, hello. Welcome to The Story and the Song. My name is Adri. I'm a singer-songwriter from the west coast of BC, Canada. Welcome to the show. If it's your first time here, this podcast is for anybody who's in the music industry, anyone who wants to hear an interesting story or hear about what the artist journey is like. If you have been following along, thank you for your support. We really appreciate it. For those of you who are new here, we do have an entire season 1 with 11 episodes there that you can go check out. So if you are wanting to delve into some different episodes, please go back and check those out. We are about a quarter way into season 2. We're going to do 11 episodes this season as well. So we have a lot of things coming up for you, a lot of conversations and interviews coming your way from lots of different artists and musicians and composers. It's going to be good stuff. So please make sure to like and subscribe again and follow along, leave a comment, leave a review. You know, all those things help us out so much. So as I said, we're on season 2. This is episode 6. And this guest was really special because he actually knew one of our previous guests, Huxley, who was the youngest songwriter we had on the show. He was actually the first person to do a performance, or actually, no, wait. He was the second person to do a performance on the show and share his original music. And Stephen happened to know Huxley. And so we were so lucky to talk with Stephen because he is the bass player for Gob, who, for those of you who don't know, is a really well-known Canadian punk band who had some really big hits in the 90s and going into 2000. They've really been a staple on the Canadian punk rock music scene. So it was really cool to sit down and talk with him at Red Rum Records in White Rock. We sat down to talk about what he's been up to, what's his story with Gob, how did that all begin, what's he up to, what kind of shows are coming up for him. We get into all of that. So make sure to stick around and listen to the whole episode. I think you guys are going to really enjoy this one. Stephen was such an amazing person to talk to, super down to earth, and I think you guys are going to like this one. Okay, we are rolling. Thank you so much for being here, Stephen.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're here at Red Rum Records, and how are you?
I'm good.
What brings you into town?
Well, I grew up in Newton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no
so
way.
I'm a bit of a hometown kid.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And which is kind of how I joined up with the band guys because they're from Langley.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my dad still lives here.
Oh, okay.
In White Rock. He used to live like just on the beach, just while he's down the street there.
Okay.
For the viewers. But yeah. So when we come back, we get to hang out with some family, and yeah, we're like away from home in the States and renovating our house, so
Okay.
we needed somewhere to kind of chill for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, perfect place to come to.
Yeah.
For that sort of thing and just reconnect with your roots.
Yeah.
And you're based in New York right now.
Yeah.
So how long have you been there for?
It'll be 14 years next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And how is it coming from New York to here? Like, how different is it? Because I've actually never been to New York. What's it like over there?
There's some things that I think surprise people about the place. The thing that made me move there, our singer in the band, Tom, moved there like over 20 years ago, following his lady there that had worked there. So I'd go and visit him almost each year after I joined the band. I would go and stay with him for like a month and hang out.
Yeah.
And when I was first there on tour I was in a band called By a Thread.
Okay.
And in like 2000 or 2001, we did a tour and we played New York City, and it was my first time, and it blows you away just to how it feels and looks. It looks like you're in a movie set.
Okay.
But then when I was visiting Tommy there, who moved there, you start noticing how kind people are there.
Okay.
And people don't think people are kind there because it's, the cliche.
Right.
But I think they're confusing manners with kindness, where
Okay.
People in Canada have manners and they're polite. Like you hold
Right.
open a door for someone here, they say thank you.
Right.
But if you try to talk to a stranger, a lot of times, for me growing up, people don't know how to react to it. They don't really
Right.
treat you with kindness or treat you like a person. They kind of want to know like why you're talking to them,
Yeah.
and that's not like a kindness to me. That's there's like
Right.
a I almost think you inherit it from like the British, like the manners and the politeness.
Right.
We're in New
Okay.
York, like no one says thank you for holding open a door. But if you try to talk to a stranger or if you're lost and your map's open, people are just going to help you out. People are going to talk to you. You're waiting
Okay.
for like a train or whatever. They'll treat you like a person, talk to you like a person.
Wow.
It doesn't mean you're going to exchange phone numbers or you're hitting
Yeah.
on each other. You're just
Yeah.
talking because with 9 million people, you're forced to deal with strangers every day. So you just treat
Right.
everyone the same and you treat
Okay.
everyone like a person.
Yeah.
And that like blew me away.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, if I can
Cool.
move here, I'm going to try and move here.
Yeah.
So then I moved there. And then a couple years later, I met my love of my life, my fiance right over there.
Oh, congratulations.
And it took her about 10 years to go on a date with me. But during those 10 years, we were like best friends and we'd go see movies all the time and
Okay.
karaoke and then that just cements it in after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you met her and then that sealed the deal.
Yeah, I think I was gonna stay around there even if she kept saying no to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you're persistent. Yeah.
Yeah, I was lazily persistent.
Okay.
Yeah.
um cool. Well, you know what? I think you're right though. I think we are a bit reserved like Canadian like I've gone traveling to South America and it's people are just more
Oh yeah.
open and warm and yeah, I think I
Especially
think you're
down
right
there.
about that. We do kind of have this reserved nature to us and
Yeah.
almost like untrustworthy like what do you want kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
And it's almost not our fault because there's so much space you don't have to deal with strangers. So like why would you? Like
right.
if you're not if you haven't built that skill or that necessity of your day-to-day life subconsciously, like why?
Right.
Unless you're really
Okay.
outgoing and like an introvert that needs that energy
Right.
reflected back.
Yeah,
But
that's true. I
yeah,
guess. So let's just blame geography then, essentially.
we
We're all
always
just
do.
too spread out. Yeah.
Blame
Yeah.
Canada. Okay, that's right.
So how long are you here for then?
It's a bit up in the air because we're just renovating our place, but probably a few months.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Nice. And for those at home that don't know, but you are the bass player in Gob, which
Mm-hmm.
is huge. A huge thing. So let's start there. Like how did you like you mentioned you were in Surrey, so music must have connected you all together. Like is
Yeah.
how did you meet the band and
Um,
what's your story there?
yeah, I was in uh I kind of started doing music again after like a break in my teenage years and joined kind of like a post-hardcore emo band that eventually led me to joining that band called By a Thread,
Right?
which is had members from a old hardcore band called Strain in it that
Okay.
were like kind of like local heroes and an amazing band. And in playing with them, they were friends with the Gob guys because the drummer Gabe was in another local band called B&U, Brand New Unit.
Okay.
That was like a legendary band to me as a kid.
Okay.
They were from Delta, and I grew up in Newton. Having a band that I loved being from Delta like blew my mind, and they were like phenomenal, like a
Okay.
phenomenal local punk band.
Right.
Um, and So they're all kind of familiar just in the scene. And then uh, the bass player that was with Gob when they were kind of blowing up got picked. Avril Lavigne was putting her band together, or like
Mm-hmm.
her second version of her band, and needed like a pretty face. And that bass player left Gob and joined Avril Lavigne's band. So
Okay.
then they're looking for like a new dude. Um, and I just happened to just be around. And I was in
Okay.
that By a Thread band. We had broken up,
Okay.
and I was becoming really good friends with the guys.
Okay.
Theo, one of the singers, was like becoming like my best friend. Was like house sitting my parents' house for like my mom, like
Okay.
becoming like a part of the family.
Okay.
So like
Yeah.
that on
So there's
top of
friendship.
yeah, it was
Okay.
total friendship
Okay.
led me in there. Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
And music.
And music too. Yeah, I went on tour with them. What kind of sealed the deal was because they had asked me and I wasn't too sure about it yet because I was still that By a Thread thing was still kind of going on. It was about to peter out, um, and I didn't want to. like hold those guys up by joining a second band. And then I went out with Gob for like a short tour, I think in Western Canada, when they had a filler bass player dude in for a minute. And um, something I had kind of forgotten about. The way I grew up with music, my bands I was in and the music that I played, having it be fun wasn't paramount. And even fun music wasn't like important to me. Like I was
Mm,
really liked when I was a kid, like kind of like punk music, and then I got into like kind of gothy music and like electronic gothy music. So bands that were like serious meant a lot to me, and I like being in bands that like took things seriously. And then you kind of realize when you play those shows, people in the audience are kind of like watching you, no one's getting into it, and that it was just like how it just was playing in bands like that. And then when I did that short tour with Gob, um, I kind of forgot about like how fun a show can be, because when you go to like
okay.
a Gob show, like no one that comes to a Gob show thinks they're like too cool. Like everyone that comes just wants to come and have fun. They want to sing
Yes.
songs. They want to dance,
Yeah.
and that's all they're fucking concerned. That's
Yeah.
all they're concerned
It's
about.
okay.
And like they're having, I'm like they're chilling, watching, and we a few shows, and like everyone that comes is just like having the best time. I'm like, oh shit, like this is like fun. Like holy fuck, like music can be so fun. Like wouldn't it be
Yes.
fun to play music and be having fun, like with your
Yes.
friends? And like on that tour,
Yes.
I told Theo, I'm like, bro, like, okay, I'm gonna let's do this. Like,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And I totally resonate with that. I feel like that message is coming through a lot for me right now as I'm kind of reemerging into my back into my music career that um just just have fun with it,
yeah,
like when we take things too seriously it kind of brings down the vibe. So
yeah.
and it's great to have that like drive and that focus and like we got to make it kind of thing, but um it's yeah, it always comes back to that, right?
It should be part. Yeah, it should be part of it.
Yes.
It's you got to either. So I forget what someone once said, but like success in a band, like there's can be three elements. There's like having it be a career where you're making money from it,
Mm-hmm.
loving the people that you're doing it with,
Mm-hmm.
and loving the music you're playing on the stage. And if you have two of those three, you're a successful musician. So
Yes.
most of the time, it's like I love the music I'm doing. I love these dudes, and that's a successful band. Like
Right.
rarely do you get all three, but
Right.
a lot of times the bigger bands are like they're making money, but they hate their fucking bandmates, or
Right. Yeah,
like you
that's
see that a
true.
lot. It's like
That's
why
true.
any band ever breaks up, it's not because of a riff. It's
Right.
personalities, right?
Right.
Yeah,
So it sounds like it just kind of flowed for you to
I've been
join the band. Like you just kind of
failing upward. Yeah, for sure.
slotted it in there.
Yeah, yeah, slotted in the DMs.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah. Lucky, very just lucky dude.
Okay. Amazing.
Yeah.
Um and I did see that you guys are still uh like doing arena shows
Well,
in
yeah, that's very
Europe.
kind you say still, because that arena tour was like, we're not used to doing arenas. Like,
No?
no, fuck
Okay.
no, no. That was just because we were playing with, it was the Sum 41 retirement tour. So they were doing, and they did like a world tour that took like, I think 16 months. And then the last run was going to be their home country of Canada.
Okay.
And because of their home country, they got to play most of the arenas or stadiums in Canada,
Okay.
and we were stoked enough that they brought out us to open up, and that band Pup to open up.
Oh,
So
okay.
that was like,
Okay.
I had never played. I mean, when you play festivals, you play to a lot of people like that, but like to have like, but festivals, they're kind of not always there to like see you. It's like there's like 20 bands on the bill, and it's like you're
Right.
sharing it.
Right.
But like the stadium thing was like definitely like a to play. Is it GM Place or Rogers? What's it called? The one here.
Rogers.
Yeah, like to play that in like my hometown, like the
Yeah.
fact that my dad was still alive to come see
Okay.
me play Rogers Arena was like,
Okay.
that meant more than anything to
Oh,
me. Like to
I
have him be
bet.
kind of proud, or use the P word as he says.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was great. And then to go across the country playing arenas was like mind blowing. Because now we'll watch like sporting events, and it's like, and I'm like, oh, like they're in like Toronto or Calgary, like, and then they're in an arena. I'm like, oh shit, I like played that arena. Like it's mind blowing to me, but it's
Yeah.
super not ordinary.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like when I feel like God was a part of my teenage angst uh era, And I feel like I kind of stopped listening to rock music. Like I kind of stepped away from it, went dipped more into other genres. But God was definitely like a really big part of my teenage years. So it was really cool to like revisit those songs when you reached out, because I was like, oh, like, oh yeah, I'm like, I forgot about all of these
Right. Yeah,
songs.
yeah. Oh, that's so
And those
cool.
songs are just like, those songs got me through. So
Oh,
can
that's so
you
cool.
like tell them thank you for
Yeah.
writing all those songs?
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's so
yeah.
cool.
And I wasn't sure, like, I mean, I looked, I saw that you guys were still doing like some big performances, and I love that you were, got that opportunity to do the arena shows
Yeah.
and stuff. That's great. Um, how did that feel, like doing those
It was
shows?
mind blowing. Like
Yeah.
um, it's mind blowing. And then also you kind of realize like what a kind of shitty human we can be too, because you're so pampered at those shows, because
Okay.
there's such, everyone's taking care of you. The food is like insanely amazing. There's like sometimes people coming and giving you like IVs of vitamins. Like it's like bullshit, like not bullshit, but it's such pampered,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful, like it's the like the career that they got themselves to afford all these things. And then
Right.
after a few days, like, oh, these like vegan hot dogs aren't as good as like the vegan beef we had in Saskatoon. Like you slowly turn into a
Right.
dick so quickly. But every moment you do kind of look out and realize, I would try to take a moment each time we played and we realized, because you're looking out at the stadium, and I would kind of each night tell myself like, it's like in sections or whatever when you're at like a hockey
Mm-hmm.
game. So I'd be
Mm-hmm.
like looking at section 317, like the top left corner of people, and like there's like 400 people there just in this back corner that I can barely see. And I
Mm-hmm.
would tell myself like, just having that many people in like a club or like a bar
Mm-hmm.
is still mind blowing to me. Like having that many people watch you play anywhere is still gives me
Yes.
chills, and I feel so stoked to play just to that many people, and just to see that that's like times whatever the hell in like a stadium. Like this is just
Oh,
crazy. But there's also a weird disconnect
okay. Right.
on an energy level,
Okay.
because when you play like a club and there is just say like 400 people, 500 people, and the person in the front row is like right in front of you, you can like feel their breath. If they're going off and they're sweaty,
Mm-hmm.
it sounds cheesy, but you feel that vibe coming off of them, and then you get it, and it's
Yeah.
like a reciprocal kind of like
Yes.
hippie thing going down.
Yes.
With this kind of shit, it's visually mind blowing, but the person in the front row is like sometimes 20 feet from, like you can't even spit on them, and that's the
Right.
front row. So the energy, you don't feel that it's awe inspiring visually, but
Right.
you don't feel the awe as much as what Simone tells me when we first dated. Okay. So you kind of have to like fake, you kind of have to make
Okay.
that energy yourself. It's dependent on you
Interesting.
and your bandmates to have that energy,
Interesting.
because you kind of hear the sound that many people make, but the energy is, you, it's total like hippie is such true cliche shit, but like you
Yeah.
need to feel it for it to fill you up, and then you can give it back, and it's like this weird thing
Yes.
that goes down.
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
those big shows, it's a little bit more,
Yeah.
it can be more cavernous.
Right. I
Yeah,
can see that. I can
yeah,
totally see that. And to be honest, I don't really like seeing my favorite artists at arena shows
for
because
sure.
of that.
And it sounds
And
usually shitty, and
yeah,
I
it's too
know,
boomy. I'm
for
like, I'd
sure,
much rather go to like the Commodore or somewhere more intimate where you can
of
have
course,
that experience that
yeah,
you're describing.
for
So
sure,
interesting. But I
yeah,
mean, it's funny how artists, that's what we aspire to. Like, well, some of us aspire to, play that big arena show. It's that
yeah,
big moment. And it's
yeah.
interesting how that didn't feel as like, as like,
I
it
mean,
was
it
epic,
does on paper.
right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does on paper, but um, yeah. I mean, and then looking back, it's like you kind of think back to it, and it's like, oh shit, like it's so crazy, like we did that. Like,
Yeah.
who knows if we'll ever get to do that again. It did feel so lucky, and again, just the fact that my dad got to come see me play our
Oh, that's
hometown
so
arena was
sweet.
like,
Yeah.
it's so amazing. And that like my fiance coming to the shows, like, because she's from New York, so she's never heard of Gob or anything like that, and I keep telling her, "Hey, we're big deals."
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. No, I don't. I might have a couple times.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah. So
I
that was
love
super
that.
special.
What was it like like, did you know Sum 41 before you went on the
Oh, for
tour? Like, you
sure.
knew of the
Yeah.
guys, like, just through playing the circuits and
Well, not really, because when they first came out, I think like their first tours, they would open for Gob, and then before I was in the band, and then they blew up so quick,
yeah.
and they blew up uh, in America so quick, which
Oh,
means that they're
okay.
like worldwide
Right.
doing it. So they quickly
Okay.
just became a next level. They're like it's Offspring, Blink,
Yeah.
some like they're up there in the top
Yes.
dudes. So they quickly went to playing these massive shows which is awesome. So I didn't get to see
Yeah.
them in the club things, but they would always come to our show. Whenever we would play Toronto, Cone would get up, their bass player, and take my bass and play a couple songs with the guys.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
and
Okay.
and the
So,
Dave Brown sound is just like they're all such sweethearts,
okay.
sweethearts. Yeah,
Yeah. I feel like people have it all they always have it wrong about punk rock scene and punk rock music. I feel like people judge the scene, a bit, and really at the end of it, they're all just really great people, and probably more community oriented than many other scenes in
yeah.
the music
You
industry.
hope they are,
Yeah.
and it seems the bigger a band is, the kinder they are.
Okay.
It seems like maybe I don't know, maybe when you get to a level of that level, like there's no need to be shitty to people. Like you're just gonna be
Right.
cool if you're cool.
Right.
But if you're up and coming
Yeah.
and hungry, you're kind of like, oh fuck that band or fuck this band. It's like, okay, you want to
Right.
like prove your point and dig out your own
Yeah.
slot in the scene. But
Right.
once you're kind of like doing what you do and doing what you love, like why would you be shitty to people? Like,
Yeah.
but there are tons of shitty people in the
Yeah, I
scene. But
bet. You just were lucky enough to not find those
yeah,
people.
super lucky. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, what was it that drew you to punk rock music? Like, what was it that
Yeah, it was just the vibe. I remember I was obsessed with music as a kid, like most people. Mine was through mostly TV shows and movies, though. I was obsessed with movies and TV shows. So, um, America's Greatest Hero theme song called "Believe It or Not," or when I first time I heard the Beatles was when I saw Ferris Bueller's Day Off sing "Twist and Shout" in the parade. And I'm
Okay.
like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, this is like,
Yeah.
because it's the first time I heard someone kind of singing and yelling at the same time.
Right.
When he did Twist and Shout, like he's got like a bit of a yell to his voice. I'm
Yes.
like, this is so. And my mom went and bought me. There was an old record store in Guilford Mall, and she bought me a 7-inch of Twist and Shout. I'm like, this is just like some dope ass shit.
Yeah.
And then, um, my brother showed me the Sex Pistols was the first punk band I heard, which is a good
Okay.
first band. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is this? Like, what the
Right.
fuck? Like, they're
Yeah.
called the Sex Pistols,
Yeah.
and I was, a little kid.
Yeah.
So then I started playing punk music because I was like shitty guitarist, and when you're shitty, that's the music you can play. Like,
Yeah.
there's no other genre if you're shitty
Right.
than punk. Like, it's just easy,
Yeah.
and you can
Yeah.
just yell. So we
Yeah.
started local bands. I was like 13, playing like punk shows at community centers around Cloverdale,
Yeah.
and just being horrible,
Yeah.
but
But
yelling
you
into
had
mics.
fun.
Yeah, super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And what was it? Was it must have been somewhat cathartic to just, be screaming into a microphone, and like I've always thought about starting a metal band just to like have a moment to scream into a microphone
it's
for a
true.
bit. Like
It's true. It's a cliche, but it's true, right? It's like why, like every cliche is true. It's why
yeah,
they're cliches.
right.
But again, to be on the cheesy hippie tip, like any way you can get something that's inside your brain or your heart out of your brain or heart,
Yes.
journaling or singing or talking to a friend or a shrink, you're
Yeah.
gonna feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if
Yeah.
you do it in a creative way, then you can just kind of feel like you made something on top of getting it out of you,
Right.
and it helps you because once you get something inside that's battering around outside of you, then you can like look at it. Then you have more of a self-reflection of yourself or the world or the problems you're having or people that are shitty, and you can kind of deal with it more because you're looking at something instead of having it be inside. So
Yes.
any way you can get anything out of you,
Yes.
yelling or primal screaming,
Yeah.
little tears for fears,
Oh yeah.
any of that shit, it all
Absolutely.
works.
Yeah.
Or it can work, I guess.
And so you started on guitar then, but then you switched to bass, or what?
Yeah, my brother started playing when I was like 10 or so, started playing piano, and my mom was like, do you want to play an instrument? And um, I liked Back to the Future and Michael J. Fox. I'm like, I'd like maybe try to play guitar.
Mm-hmm.
so I started trying to play guitar. Um, but back then, I was really little. They just taught us like Beatles songs or the Eagles or the Animals, the whole kingdom of the Animals. No,
Right.
and it wasn't really my thing. And then I
Yeah.
started finding like Danzig and like these kind of bands, and then I got back into it. A guy moved in across the street from me, and we started a punk band when we were like little, and that kind of got us back into it. But it was just copying my brother trying to be a musician, and
Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
failing upward again.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, you are also up to some other things. You have your own radio show,
Mm.
Stranger Radio, The Church of Steventology.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. Like, how
Yeah.
did that start? I mean, you've have over 300 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So I clicked on one episode, but it was all music. So not a lot of
Okay.
um, talking. Is it
Yeah.
mostly music then? Or?
It's mostly music. I usually do like a dumb rant off the top sometimes. The past couple of years, Simone co-hosts with me now.
Okay, nice.
And
nice. Yeah, I saw the tote. Yeah, that's awesome. For
It's
those
so
of you
cool.
who can't see, there's a tote bag. It says Stranger Radio on it.
Yeah. It 9 years ago I got asked. There was a local radio station in New York called 8 Ball Radio.
Okay.
And they were around for a long time doing like zines, and they had like a public access TV show.
Mm-hmm.
And a radio station, and it was all New York based,
Mm-hmm.
all out of like a basement in like Soho.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of acquaintances with the manager of it, who girl that became the manager. Her mom was in like radio,
Mm-hmm.
so she took over doing the radio, and she knew I was in a band. She was American, so she never heard of God though, but she knew I played music.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Would you want to do a radio show?" I was like, "Fuck, are you kidding me?" Like, ever since I saw Pump Up the Volume when I was 14, like I've been dying to like be the guy on Pump Up the Volume. Like,
Okay.
the guy who's like quiet, who can't talk, but you turn on the mic, all of a sudden he's thoughtful and funny and
Yeah.
dope music and weird shit and does whatever he wants. I'm like, if I could just do that as a 14-year-old, I'm like, it was a sort of podcasting, like him just turning on a mic and just talking and playing music and then talking in and getting radio people calling in on the radio. I'm like, it's kind of the start of like a podcast in a way.
Right.
Pump Up the Volume back in.
I don't remember. Why is this
Christian
sounding
Slater.
familiar?
Christian
But I can't
Slater
remember it.
had a pirate radio station, and
Okay.
every night he was called Happy Harry Hard On, and every night he would go on at 9, and he'd play like Leonard Cohen, he played the Descendants, Henry Rollins, Beethoven, and he
Okay.
would just talk about, and he was incredibly introverted and insecure and shy. I'm like, that's how I felt
Yeah.
in school. Like, no one wouldn't talk to anybody, didn't like to
Yeah.
talk to people.
Yeah.
But then you turn on the mic, all of a sudden he came alive and everyone tuned in. I'm like, I kind of thought I felt akin to that.
Yes.
So I immediately said yes to that person
Yes.
in New York and joined 8 Ball Radio. And I was there for about a year doing and I thought at the time, it's dated now, but that Justin Bieber had enough believers. So I thought it's time for the Church of Steventology. Yeah. So I just started playing it, and I was there for a year, and it was really New York based, all the other shows on the station. And then I thought, I have so many friends that are like interesting girls and dudes that have different tastes in music and are like funny and smart. I'm like, why don't I just try to start my own station
Mm-hmm.
and give them shows and open up to the world, Stranger Radio. And now most of our shows are like dudes that are like 60 and 70. And like we have maybe 4 or 5 shows of like dudes that are in England that are like 60 or 70 that are playing vinyl. I'm like, this is such a weird
Okay.
how they found us, and they keep kind of coming and talking about bringing more of their friends on to do shows. I'm like, oh, this is so interesting.
Okay.
And that's been 9 years for the Church of Scientology, and it's like maybe 8 years for Stranger Radio.
Okay.
Yeah, we've had maybe over 40 45 different shows that have been on there.
Okay.
From all over the map too, like shoegaze to jazz. Tom Pryor, Huxley's dad,
Yes.
was one of the first shows on there. He did a jazz show called The Underduck Show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's done a couple shows. He did a hip hop show
Okay.
called Break Yourself, but he
Okay.
started doing a jazz show on Stranger Radio back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it was great.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So it started at this 8 Ball Radio, and then so did you have to find another place to set up?
We all just go.
Or is this online radio?
It's all online, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
The 8 Ball one was online too,
Okay.
but they did it out of. They kind of had like this headquarters in Soho, in this basement in Soho, where they had the TV station. They're still doing zines and making art. It was really kind of like a political.
What are zines? I don't know what
It's like
that
the
is.
old school magazines. Maybe Andy can describe zines better than me, but zines are like the old school punk rock independent magazines that kids would just print on paper and give out, and it's a way you could like see reviews of like underground bands or know about shows or read why you shouldn't vote for the first George Bush or whatever. Like
Oh.
it was like underground press.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah, real
Oh,
big
that's
in like the
cool.
punk and hardcore culture back
Okay.
in the day. But they even go back
Nice.
way back. Probably there's probably zines from like the '60s, like
Right.
of just people making their own press and putting it
Right.
out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I wrote down what you have about your slogan that you have on Stranger Radio because I just love it. Did you write this?
What slogan is it?
From doo-wop ballad confessions and punk rock revivals to
Yeah.
shoegaze meditations and eerie old soul exorcism, your host Stephen Strange will guide you through tune in, blackout, wake up somewhere
New.
new. I love that so much. Did you
Yeah,
write that?
I did. Originally, because everyone, it's the one show that's kind of all over the map, and it used to always say we played doo-wop ballads to eerie old soul or catchy punk rock or shoegaze. And then maybe a few years ago, I'm like, I should lean into the whole churchiness of it and make
Okay.
it sound a little bit more churchy.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, because we play like whatever, like again, like we play all of those genres.
Right.
Yeah, we just play whatever. Where
Okay.
most shows on the station are, there's like a jazz show or there's like we have like a metal show or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, or like there's a couple amazing punk shows. There's a dude out of Cloverdale from here.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Jimmy Heartburn Experience. He does all classic and underground, obscure punk rock and hardcore music. But he really goes around the world and finds the rarest, weirdest bands from like countries that sometimes I've never even heard of, and finds
That's
like these
cool.
weird 7 inches, and it's amazing. And he does it right out of Cloverdale. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, amazing. That's an amazing local show.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll have to check that out.
yeah.
That sounds really
He'd be great
interesting.
to have on here. He's a good
Yeah.
dude. Yeah,
Okay. I'd love
he's an
to.
interesting dude.
Okay. I'm sure he
Yeah,
has lots of
he's probably been here.
stories.
He's probably been to the shop.
Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool. Um, you also have your own music, your solo albums, which
yeah.
I took a listen
Oh,
to, and I just a few songs. Don't
yeah,
worry, I didn't
yeah.
do a deep dive.
What album do you listen to? The Visitors one, maybe?
The first one that's on your website there.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
But like really good stuff.
Oh,
I
thank
really
you.
love your solo work.
Oh,
Like
wow.
that's why I asked you to play
You
a
hear that,
song.
Simone? See, I have a listener.
Well,
She owes me money now.
oh, what are you planning on doing with? Are you planning on performing at all those
No.
songs or letting letting
Yeah.
people in on that? I feel like you're kind of hiding it a little bit.
Yeah, that's what one of the producers said too. He's like, "So you're gonna shop this to labels?" I'm like, "No, I'm just gonna like people can just listen to it. It's like for free to download." Another Huxley, shout out to Huxley
Yes.
for hooking this up, and we're talking how he's the nucleus of all of it.
Yes.
The 2 times I've played live were for his dad. He did some charity shows back in the day, and the 2 times I performed live were for Tom's charity shows.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I've done it a couple
so you've
times.
done it a couple times.
Yeah.
How long ago was that? Long time ago?
Yeah,
Okay.
15 years ago.
Yeah, so it's time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
Well, you've got
Now that I got a fan, I might have to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you absolutely. I will come to it.
Oh, that's
You just
awesome.
let me know.
That's awesome. If you and Simone come, then it's a packed house.
Exactly. Yes. Big
that's very sweet,
energies
though.
coming through.
Thank
Yes.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very sweet.
Yeah.
I've
No.
always written like sad bastard, dreamy songs since I was like a kid.
Okay.
So I just, yeah. Tom from God produced most of the second album.
Yeah.
And then there's a local band, there used to be a local band called Castle Project that was like just a beautiful, heartbreaking band. Kind of Radioheady, but kind of sadder. Just the most beautiful songs I ever heard. It was a band called Castle Project. Their stuff's on Bandcamp too.
Yes.
He produced the first album and sings on some of it, and did a lot of the strings and the cello and violin and stuff on there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Did you guys perform at all, or was that
it
just
was just
a?
me solo
Yeah.
the times. Yeah, I
Okay.
performed with one girl. The second show we did with Tom, the second charity show was with a there's a girl. Her solo project is called Ashley Shadow,
Okay.
but she sings with a band called Pink Mountaintops
Okay.
that are local band that are quite amazing. She has a twin sister who plays in a band called Black Mountain.
Oh, I've heard of that band.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
were like on Conan O'Brien a few times, but from
Yeah.
Vancouver and
Yeah.
like stoner rock. But
Yes.
she has one of the most beautiful voices I've ever heard. She sings on I think three of the songs of the solo
Okay.
album, the second one,
Okay, nice.
and
Where did you guys record that? Was that in New York or?
half was in New York and half was in Vancouver.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, she just has the most beautiful voice. She has a song called "While We Were Dreaming,"
Mm-hmm.
and it's so beautiful. It was on some movie too, and then they found out that like how America's Got Talent or whatever
Mm-hmm.
shows,
Mm-hmm.
they're like in different countries.
Mm-hmm.
The German version of American Idol or whatever, there's like 8-year-old sang her song for his like audition,
Oh my
and it's like
God.
beautiful and sad, and
Oh,
it's like
okay.
such a it's one
I'll
of the
have to write this name
oh
down
you got to
because
have her
I
on the
have
show
to.
too.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Oh my gosh, you're opening up a whole new world.
Oh,
I love it. Um, what else? You are a comic book artist as
just
well.
a writer.
Okay,
Yeah.
writer,
Yeah.
writer, right. You don't do the drawings.
No.
Right.
No.
Okay. So
Yeah.
tell us about that. That's
Yeah.
really cool that
Oh,
you're
well, that's
doing
so
that.
cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's nice that you have, you've got lots of different things going on. It's nice that you can kind of be multidisciplinary and diverse and have different things to do
Right on.
aside from music,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Is that kind of what was your attraction to starting the comics?
Well, I always loved comics. Grew up reading comics, and I was always kind of like writing ideas. And it's a bit joined with Gob in a way because I was writing this one. It was going to be a comic. It was like a World War I story that was kind of based in Gotham, but took place in World War I. And our friend Larry, who was Gob's longtime crew guy and roadie, but like just like a brother of ours, and an amazing artist. He drew lots of Gob shirts and designed
Okay.
like stuff for us. Um, was drawing it, and we were working on it together. And he got sick and had passed away. And when he passed away, I had this other idea for the comic that's published now called Chaya and the Red Hand. And after he passed, I'm like, fuck, this is like, I could have had a comic with my boy Larry out there. And
Mm,
it made me regret it. And it lit a fire under my ass to start finishing, because I started writing Chai and the Red Hand probably like 12 years ago.
okay.
Um, and it just lit a fire under me to get that going on and get that out
Right.
there for because of Larry. Yeah, of a missed
Yeah.
opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And what I mean, the themes in your in that story are
a little heavy.
yeah, a little bit intense.
Hmm.
Where does that come from?
It
Is
came
that
from a
personal story or?
no. It came from a news report I heard of a child in India being sexually assaulted on a bus in the daylight, and she passed away from her injuries from the men that did it, and none of them really got punished. And I started like it hit you as it hits you, and then I started kind of like daydreaming of almost like a Tarantino revenge story of like what if she lived, and what if she just started killing dudes that did that kind of stuff.
Mm,
And then I just started like I just gotta like start writing this shit. And then I kind of started researching Indian culture a bit more.
mm,
Growing up in Newton and Surrey, like half of my school was Indian, so it wasn't
hmm.
like too far out there of the familiarity of the culture. But learning about India's culture, um, I'm really big on animal rights and plant based diet and stuff. And I started finding out that in the sometime in the '90s, animals are really sacred to Indians, certain animals,
Mm-hmm.
and their poaching was such a problem to animals that were considered sacred to them. In the '90s, they have a group they're called the Forest Guard that are protectors, and they made it legal that if you were to catch a poacher on site poaching an animal that was sacred, they didn't have to arrest them anymore. They could just kill these dudes that were
Oh,
poaching these animals. I'm like, well, that's interesting. So I started thinking of like, well, like the Punisher. Like, what if the Punisher was like this vegan dude who was like a Punisher, but like for like animal rights, but maybe
right.
took it a little too far. So he's
Mm,
maybe a little bit broken. Everyone in the story is all broken. Even like the good guys are broken, the bad guys are broken. And then I learned about this sect called the Agori, and they're a group of people in India that don't usually wear clothes ever. They're always naked in the streets. They cover themselves in ash that they get from the dead bodies and by the river, and they believe God's in everything. So they'll eat garbage. They'll eat like whatever. They've been known to eat feces because they just think God's in everything and everything is God. They eat out of emptied skulls, like skull heads as their bowls that they use
okay.
as bowls. And like that just sounds like a comic book. Like these Agori, they're big with
Right.
tourists because they look like death metal dudes, like Norwegian
Okay.
death metal dudes because they have dreads, their
Right.
beards. They kind of have like weird makeup on. They have like skulls on their. They're wearing like
Yeah.
skulls and it looks like like Mad Max shit,
Yeah.
but they're like real dudes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that just sounds like a comic book. Like,
Yeah.
so I started researching more, and then not to get heavy, but like there's some some atrocities that happen with the the if you're a woman there, or if you're a different class, the class system they have there, how they treat
Yeah.
people in different classes, what they
Yeah.
do to kids. There's like torturing and sacrificing things that
Oh
happen
my
there
gosh.
for prosperity reasons, and then learning in the newest book 4, learning how India is on the rise with their GDP, their how they're kind of not really enemies with too many people but friends to all, how their economy is kind of up on the rise, their population, how they're kind of like these up and coming world power. I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting that they're kind of coming up from behind and secretly becoming like a very powerful country. And so for the people that are the bad guys, that's gonna appeal to the villains of
Okay.
the story.
Okay.
Yeah, who aren't really villains. The whole, not to keep whatever, but the whole second book, you really want a villain. You really want to understand why someone's bad,
Mm,
I really wanted to show the best bad guys think they're doing good,
mm,
and you understand why they're bad. And you understand why they think they're doing good, but they're
mm.
just like fucked, or going about it the
Yes.
wrong, absolutely wrong way by hurting because
Right.
they're hurt.
Yes.
But you almost want to have empathy. The best bad guys you kind of have empathy for.
Right.
So, yeah, that's kind of all that shit.
Interesting.
But
Well,
thanks for
I mean,
mentioning that the book. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, are you planning on doing more?
yeah. So the first 4 are out. We're working on collecting those into one edition. So like book 1, because they're quite thin. They're like floppies, comic
Okay.
books.
Hmm.
But there's 4 out now that you can get uh, on Amazon, and or you can get them on your Kindle or your iPad. And we're going to collect those into an edition for like the volume 1, and then there's going to be 4 more that I'm writing, and then that'll be the second edition, and there'll be eventually be an omnibus
Okay.
of all 8.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, right
That
on.
sounds awesome.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. Um, well, as we kind of wrap things up, what do you have coming up with Gob or
Yeah,
anything? I mean, we just
we
touched on
do.
some of those things, but is there anything else that we should be looking out
We got
for?
some good stuff. I'm looking at our boys' banner behind them, the
Oh,
Offspring.
yes.
We're doing a couple
Yes.
shows with the Offspring.
That is amazing.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
in the summer, some
Okay.
festivals with Offspring.
Where?
In Ontario somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we're also. When is this going to come out? Do you think?
Probably in like a month.
Okay,
Yeah.
because then we're also. I don't know if we're allowed to announce it yet, but we're if it drops after it comes out or whatever, we're playing the Warp Tour, which is a
Oh,
rad kind of return to for Gob to go. So we're doing the Warp Tour in Montreal.
okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, should be
Yes.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll be really good.
yeah.
Have you done that before?
No, they did it back in like 2000 or 2001,
Okay.
way back. Like I remember they played with like Eminem before like his single came out, and he would
Okay.
like get booed on the stage. They
Oh,
said
no way.
before he like anyone knew who he was,
Oh, they saw that.
because people were like, "Who's this like white guy like rapping?" And then
Yeah.
he blew up. But yeah, we're doing that, and then there's some talks of going back to Europe in September, but we're not too sure. And then me and Miss Strange over there are gonna get married in October in New York,
Oh
and that's
my
about it.
goodness.
That's the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's a good year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. I can't believe you're going to be playing with Offspring. Like they also got me through my
Oh, they
teenage
did?
years. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, we
I
just
was a huge fan of them.
oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done a few little tours with them.
Okay.
Tom, our singer, played guitar for them for a little while
Mm-hmm.
when one of their guys, I think his wife was having her baby.
Mm-hmm.
So Tom actually was their guitarist for a minute.
Mm.
And then just yesterday, I saw on Instagram Tom and Noodles from Offspring were drinking in Toronto together.
Okay.
It was like the Sum 41 guys, Noodles, the Billy Talent guys, and Tom
Okay.
were all like having drinks together. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing in Toronto? Like, because he lives in New York, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that should be fun. They're good dudes too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Please
Yeah.
tell them as well. Like tell
Okay.
them.
I think they were here for a month because they wrote and asked what's the best vegan restaurant to go to in Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
And then like 2 weeks later, they said, where do I get tattooed in Vancouver?
Okay.
Because Cone was asking for them. Like, why are you guys in Vancouver for so long? Like,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
But I think they were just here with Bad Religion. Is
Oh,
I think
okay.
so.
Okay.
And they played Rogers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well,
Yeah.
that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it should be.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the
Yeah,
show
thank you.
and for sitting down and chatting.
Of
It's
course,
been a
yeah.
pleasure. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay here in Vancouver, and hopefully your renovation goes well. And
Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah, thank you so much.
yeah,
Thanks for having me. It's awesome. It's awesome to visit Red Room Records. Anyone that's in the Lower Mainland's got to come check out this record store
yes,
and say hi
absolutely,
to Andy,
absolutely, Alan.
Alan,
Yeah,
and also Andy. And yeah, it's an amazing store.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Thanks so much, Alan, for letting us film. And
Yeah.
I think that's a wrap.